Okay, so let's get in the habit of highlighting key terms. So we need a midpoint and an exact distance for 2 points. So we've got a formula there that we need to know, and we work with those. So our midpoint formula, obviously x1 plus x2 on 2. So we add the x coordinates and then add the y coordinates and divide by 2. So that leaves us with -1 plus 3 on 2 for the x values, 2 plus -4 on 2 for the y values. So solving those gives us -1 plus 3, which gives us 2 on 2. 2 plus -4 is -2 on 2. So we get a midpoint of 1 and -1. Our distance formula is obviously similar. It's something that we have to know. It's a difference of our x values plus the difference of our y values all squared. So it gives me 3 minus -1 plus 2 minus -4, both all squared. So 3 minus -1 gives me 4, so that's a 4 squared, plus 2 minus -4, which is 6, so 6 squared. So 4 squared is 16, plus 6 squared is 36, gives me the square root of 52. Simplify if we can, that'll give me a root 4 by root 13, which is 2 root 13. Okay, again, let's highlight key terms. We've got a midpoint that's been given to us and a couple of coordinates, so we need to work with our midpoint rule. So the midpoint is -1, 2, and so we know that's equal to x1 plus x2 on 2, y1 plus y1 on 2. So -1, 2 will equal 5 plus x on 2, y minus 1 on 2. So equate the x coefficient and the y coefficient. So looking at the x terms, -1 will equal 5 plus x on 2, and +2 will equal y minus 1 on 2. So now let's just solve for x and y respectively, multiply by 2 both sides, and then take the 5 across, gives us -2 minus 5 equals 7. Multiply 2 across again, add 1, so we'll get 5 is equal to y. Now the answer is looking for what the sum of x plus y is equal to, so x plus y is equal to -7 plus 5, which gives us -2. Example 3, same thing, except we've got a distance between points is actually 13, so we know we're using the distance formula. So 13 has to equal the square root of x2 minus x1 all squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared. So 13 is equal to x minus 6 all squared plus 7 minus 19 all squared. So that's just probably easier to take the square root sign across. So square both sides to give me 169 is equal to x minus 6 all squared plus 7 minus 19 all squared. We could probably simplify that to make it -12 all squared. So 169 is equal to x minus 6 all squared minus plus 144. Now just again solve for x. So take my 144 across. 169 minus 144 equals x minus 6 all squared. 25 is equal to x minus 6 all squared. Take the square root sign, which will give me a plus or minus 5 equals x minus 6. So then take the 6 across, and x is equal to 6 plus or minus 5. So there's two possible values for x, 6 plus 5, which is 11, and 6 minus 5, which is 1.